everyone. And thank you to Professional Student for stopping by. She came in early and left me some comments, so thank you very much. She's wanting to know what's been going on, or should she even bother. And thanks to everyone that were subscribing to her today and yesterday, and that she's congratulating me on having a great stream. Well, I hope it's going to be a great stream. I am fighting to the death with this Blue Yeti microphone. So today, here in just a few minutes, I'm going to kind of give it a little bit, because usually it takes about 10 minutes before anyone kind of filters in here before I start talking about the drama and the trauma. I was going to try to have Willy up here with me, but his nap time is right now, and he's just not having any of it. So I do apologize. And then I have a big mess going on over here. You probably can't see it because of the chat box. Woo! But, oh no, you still can't see it. Oh man, there's like a slew of beads over here to my right. So thankfully, the chat box is hiding that for me at the moment, mostly, but you can still see all the mess behind me. So I apologize for that. I'm going to pop over here and see if I can get the music going while I'm still waiting for people to show up. And I'll be back. So just entertain yourself with my crazy shenanigans here if you would like. I think I'm going to flip the screen over here. I'm going to try it. I'm going to do the application window. Oh, but that's not the window I want. I don't want that window. Okay. Share the content of your screen. Well, I'm going to say yes. Go ahead. Ooh. Or just the entire screen. Let's do the entire screen. I'm going to flip it over, and then I got to go where I need to go. So here we go. Y'all ready for this adventure? My live streams are always insanity here. Okay, so I'm going to attempt the Spotify again. Hopefully it will work. I wanted to get the MU Music Free Copyright playlist playing, but I couldn't get it to come up properly. So we're going to take a chance over here at Spotify. We'll see what happens. We'll just see. Let's get some other. Let's do the Chilled and Liquidity. Let's do that playlist. Let's do it. Why not, y'all? Now I got to have that, and then I got to activate this little snippet thing here. And then hopefully, once that happens, y'all should be seeing whose music that is. Uh-oh. Yes. I don't know. I don't think that worked either. Oh, where's my friend Ben when I need him to tell me what's happening on the other end of my stream? Okay, there's music. Snip. And the little world thingy. Oh, man. Okay. I think it's this. I don't know. So we're going to flip over now back into OBS and see if that Spotify, the music scroller started. Nope. It's not doing anything. Oh, transition. Let's try it. Well, this might be too loud. I don't know. It may be blowing your all's hair off your head. I tried to keep the settings, though, if Ben happens to be watching later on. Yeah, it's still not doing the little snippet thing. Okay, so let's get back into here. Okay. Oh, I don't need a hotkey. Go away. Skip. Wow. Well, up here at the top right, I'm supposed to have something streaming the music, but it's not cooperating. So, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and turn it off. How's that? How's that, y'all? Just turn it off. Who needs all these distractions? Still another couple of minutes before I actually start speaking about what I wanted to talk about here. There we go. I hope everyone's doing well, even those of you that are stressed out. I don't know. There's been some real stressful stuff happening. I have no idea what y'all are seeing actually because I'm not even on the right screen. Let me go right there. You guys seeing what I'm seeing? I'm going to flip over to my cell phone. I apologize for being rude, but I want to see if you guys are seeing the web page right here. Oh, hang on just a second, guys. Let me be sure I can hear myself. I need to mute myself on this phone here. How am I going to do that? I don't think. Okay. Monica and stuff. All of that stuff that I just said. Okay. Well, I could hear the music, and now you all are seeing my screen. Okay, so yay! You're on the Handmade Crafty Creator screen, according to what I can see via my cell phone. So I hope that is at least more colorful and pretty than having to look at my face right now. I'm going to take a sip of coffee, and then I will be right with you. All right, so it is now 10 minutes into the stream, and even though the music option didn't really work out for me too well, although you guys did hear it, so that's great, it's just too distracting for me, and I was up until about 5 this morning, so I don't need any more distractions in my life at the moment. So I just turned it back off. I'll have to figure out why the little music scroller wasn't working, but everything else appears to be. So I did come on here for Wavelength Wednesday, as I do every week, and it's usually from 12:30 to 1:30. And depending on, what the topic is of discussion, if I'm actually going to be showing you some stuff, maybe doing a channel review or whatever it is, it may take the full hour. It may not take the full hour. Also, depends on who shows up for the streams and whatnot. So I just wanted to take this particular opportunity this week to address some of the issues about some drama that's happening. Excuse me. And as a small YouTuber, you guys know what I'm talking about, more than likely because you are a part of, if not one community, multiple communities that are designed to help the small YouTuber, the new YouTubers, anyone that's struggling to meet the new watch time goals. Maybe you've got thousands of subscribers, but your watch time is just not up there. So, you've been reaching out and trying to network and make new friends and actually maintain relationships. So, with that said, there have been, I'm going to flip back over now to the screen. I'm sorry. So let me go back over to the camera. Woo, turn. Oh, I don't want to turn the camera off. No. Okay, turn camera on. I want to stop the screen sharing. That's what I want to do. Woo! Scary business. Scary business. So I think you guys can hear me. There I am. Oh, look at that lovely sight. This is a bad hair day, y'all. So I apologize for what you're seeing, but you just have to You just have to deal. Okay. I got to get my chat window back up here so that I can see. Let me do that. All right. Oh, whoops. Okay. So as far as the things that I'm seeing happening, they've been happening almost since the beginning, really, but it seems to have taken a whole new gambit of frustration and hostility with people that are arguing. And they're not just arguing respectfully, maybe they're trying to agree to disagree type of thing. No, it's become like verbal bashing and all sorts of things that just, to me, it's taking the fun out of belonging to these communities. Now, I'll have to say, I don't really know all the parties involved. I don't know, who said what first, who did what first, who started their group first, all that stuff. I'm not going to address any of that business because I've tried not to even involve myself in that. But it's hard to not feel like you're involved in some way if, as part of this community where we visit, we're all kind of visiting each other, so to speak, in these different communities during their live streams, because everybody knows what the groups are and where everybody kind of meets and what times they meet, and maybe you want to have a conversation with people that you already know, but you also know that you can go and meet new people. So to me, it's become a situation where I feel like I'm afraid to go and join anyone's live streams. So if I feel that way, I know that there are other people out there that feel that way, and that is actually reducing your audience if you are behaving in a way that makes someone feel threatened instead of welcomed. Now, I know, because I do follow a particular group where they feel like they have been threatened and threatened and threatened and threatened. And so finally they're just having to deal with it and speak out about it. That is their choice. Everyone has a choice here. But the backlash that I'm hearing that's coming from that is that maybe there's some dishonesty about all of these different groups and the people that are operating these groups, and not everyone's getting the full story. So here's what I think. Now, I run Crafty Creators Group, okay? It's very niche oriented for handmade entrepreneurs who maybe want to talk amongst their peers that create art. Maybe you're a teaching artist or whatnot. This is not really a forum for the kind of groups where you're going just to increase your subscriber count. You are networking with people here, and you are able to make friends and go and explore their channels and all of that, just the same as you would in the other live streams and the other groups. But I guess because my group is not in the nature of that competitiveness with, what time are you live streaming? I'm not going to live stream when you live stream. Although I have said that before, just to myself and maybe in the streams, because of the lack of participation. I never know when the best time to live stream is. So I just decided, okay, let's just choose the best time for me. And then if anyone is interested in this content during the live stream, they can come back and watch the replay. And if they get something out of it, great. But I'm not going to hijack someone's time spot. I know I've heard that before. My biggest issue is, let's take this fear out of going to live streams. If that is something that y'all enjoy doing, and I enjoy it when I have time for it, I feel terrible because I'm not always able to get into someone's live stream because I've got a mountain of beads over here, and projects, graphics that I'm working on and stuff. We went on vacation to Myrtle Beach before the hurricane. We came back, and now we've been ripping out our kitchen, which is still in utter disarray downstairs. Almost back together, but not quite. But I don't always have the time to hop into streams. But it seems like lately, when I'm either catching up on previous streams, or I have maybe 10 minutes I can hop into a stream, someone is having to apologize for being upset about some drama. Someone else is, going stark raving lunatic about some drama. Someone else is being very childish and disruptive about some drama. I mean, there's just so many different things that are happening. And what it boils down to is, yes, I guess drama sells, but do you really want to build your channel based on that? I sure wouldn't. And to me, the type of channel here at Crafty Creators and also at my other channels, I am leaving a digital thumbprint, so to speak, on the YouTube verse, the intranet. I do not want my digital thumbprint to contain, vulgarity and hostility and anger and all of that. Now, I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination, if someone is targeting you or picking on you, that you can't speak up for yourself, that you can't take a stand. That's not what I'm saying at all. However, I will say, I will caution you, I guess. It's in the way that you come across and deal with whatever it is that is affecting you or, making you feel threatened. It's in the way that you do that to not alienate those. If you are a leader of a group, you don't want to alienate your audience. You don't want to make people feel like they're not safe on your channel or in your streams. And you don't want, I would hope, to leave that as your public image for anyone who might be searching for you one day. I know that there's been some conversation about that, looking forward in the future. We're all here in YouTube just to be on YouTube, right? For whatever your reasons are. Now, if your reason is to get rich quick and become ultra famous, well, good luck to you on that. It's not going to happen without a lot of work. Now, these networking opportunities that we have had and that have been built up since the apocalypse, they've been wonderful, but they've also highlighted I don't know how to say, they've highlighted the frustration and the greed of some people that, you come to understand that they didn't really start this to help people, but that's what they constantly say that they are doing. So I don't know. There's very few of the groups that I'm even still a part of, and that's even sporadically. I'm not even there. Maybe I think the main group that I go to is maybe once a month, if that. I know I've missed the last 2 months, and I'm just slowly getting caught back up on his streams, but I have had apprehension and fear as I've been going in and trying to play catch up because of these issues and this arguing that seems to be happening, blocking people, cussing at people, yelling at the world. Those types of things are very frustrating. They're it's like fear mongering. You don't want to have your audience who's watching your stream and your channel think, ooh, okay, well, if I want to stay part of this group, then I better not go over to who I think he might be talking about or she might be talking about. And that's going on now with, I think I've counted 6 different groups. And one of them, I didn't even know until another group mentioned a particular name. And then I had to go over there, and then I thought, ooh, okay, well, now I understand what they're talking about. You have to be careful with what you're putting out there to be consumed by the public if you're at all concerned with the image that you want to portray and your true mission here at YouTube. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to profit and benefit from whatever it is that you're doing here at YouTube, because I think that's why we are all trying to pursue the monetization aspect of this, even if it's, your little $10 a year that can buy another strand of beads. Here, I'll just pick one up that you can actually see. Your little strand of beads. You've got nothing to be sorry or ashamed about if you're admitting that that's what you're doing. But if you're kind of hiding your purpose, you're trying to say that it's all about helping others, and then you have a big blast fest about whatever the drama is, and maybe you're forbidding people to go into other groups, or, don't talk to this person, don't talk to that person, or bullying people. I've heard that a lot on several different channels, actually, and not just groups, but channels, individual channels, where they feel like they're being bullied, or they're being pressured in not attending a live stream, or not leaving comments even on videos of channels that they follow. To me, that's like we're going back to high school or middle school even. Something I want to talk about here in particular with one group that unfortunately I just saw last night and didn't really have a whole big thought process in what I wanted to say. I'm very disappointed in his channel at the moment. I can completely understand the frustration that's happening with everyone that's talking about it, but it's in the manner that he went about discussing his frustration with particular people, and the language that he used is something that, while I have used language, harsh language, if I'm upset about something, but I'm sure not going to blast it all over the public internet. Okay, I'm not going to do that. But the biggest thing that disappointed me so much about it was, for the most part, he's always been a positive person and a positive personality, and in a particular area that I like to go and catch up with everyone, especially the ones that I first started out with through the whole apocalypse thing. But you've got young people that are a part of this group. You've got kids, like straight up children. 10 years old is the youngest one that I know of that's part of this community, and I see them in the chat, and they're being exposed to the fact that it's okay to use that language when you're upset with other people. Now, for adults, that's no big deal if that's not how I conduct myself in public, but I'm not saying that you can't use that kind of language in whatever your daily conversations are. However, when you are a leader of a group, or you're the owner of a channel, and you're putting this stuff out there for the public, you don't want to set a poor example for anyone that is, a child up to youth, teenager, and anyone really, in the way that you handle conflict or frustration or anger. There's other ways to do that versus being very harsh in what you're saying. Do I say that you can't, tell people what's going on? No. There's another channel that I'm disappointed with them, because they are talking about every minutia of everything that's going on with all of these other groups, and it's not really our business. Now, is it frustrating? They could have a blanket statement of, hey, this is what I'm going through right now. It's very frustrating, and leave it at that, instead of wanting to name every name and, just go on and on about things, and you hear it over and over and over again. It's very disappointing when people who started out being a positive force in the small YouTuber world then boil down to either showing their true colors as not being truly what they started out saying that they were going to be, or they've just let this YouTube get to them so much to the point that their frustration is overriding their logic in how they're dealing with other people. Now, I'll be the first person to tell you I get frustrated, okay? And if I feel like I was being attacked, and if I start having trolls pop in my chats, like everyone is saying that that's why they have those wrenches and all that stuff, because they've got so many issues with people. Yes, that would upset me. Would I tell you guys that it's upsetting me? Yes, I would definitely do so. But I would do it in a professional manner, because the way that I look at my channel, even though I have multiple channels, and maybe one channel is about fun and entertainment, and it's not a professional, like the way that you would think you go into an office and work a job kind of professional type thing, I still view that as a professional presence that I have. Now, do I laugh and carry on? Yes. But am I going to use profanity? Am I going to berate and belittle people? Am I going to make anyone feel unwelcome? no, I'm not going to do that. So those are the types of things that I think need to stop. And I know that no one is probably going to listen to me on that because, to each their own. But I just want to put my 2 cents worth out here because I've had people coming to me and, they're talking to me about, well, you're always so positive and everything. And that's how these other groups started out. And now I can't bring myself to go into their streams. And I notice that this stream has really gone downhill. And I notice that this other group has really become very attacking. And, there's no reason for that because ultimately, either you're still a small YouTuber or you have grown past your 1K threshold now when you started back in February or even before. If you're like me, I've been on here forever, it seems like. You've gone past that threshold, but you're struggling with your watch time, So if your idea is, yes, I want to have a YouTube channel and I want to do my own thing here on YouTube for whatever that may be for that purpose of that channel. But I also would like to have that monetization. Okay, well, don't let that rule your life so much to the point that you become very aggressive and trying to take others' ideas, attacking other people, creating fake profiles apparently so that you can become a troll, the mean, nasty kind, and try to copyright strike and shut down people's channels, or copy people's channels. I've seen that recently too, where they've just full on tried to copy a channel. I don't see the purpose of that. Other than if you're a personality that you think that is your road to success, sort of like a PewDiePie type thing, I mean, I hate to even say his name because I know, well, one, that kind of activity and that Jake Paul junk, all of that is really popular with youth and some adults. But it really, at the end of the day, doesn't contribute anything to the world, okay? And I'm not saying that your YouTube channel has to. I mean, if you're on here just to have fun and gab and whatever you want to do, that's great. But I don't think that we should be tearing each other down. I definitely don't think that if you have any aspirations in your professional life to have a trusted and respected platform with your channel, that you should be antagonizing other people, using harsh language, berating, belittling, demanding, all of that stuff. That is not what you want to present and have forevermore on the internet. Because even though you think that you might delete a video or you think you may delete a comment, it's still, somebody can easily take a screenshot of that before you've deleted it. It can be, in the sachet or the cache or however you pronounce that, somewhere on the internet forever and ever and ever. You don't want to promote that kind of hate and then expect people to come back to you, to trust you, to help them build their channel or to offer them support or to inspire them to go forward with whatever their path is on YouTube or whatever it may be. But I'm specifically talking about the YouTube creator groups that are all over the place here. For me, here I mentioned before, the Crafty Creators group, I'm not in that setting, I guess is a way to say that, because of the fact that I'm not on here to do like telethon type things or to give daily shout out type deals, in the ways that those are very beneficial for those groups. And multiple groups are doing those types of things. I might eventually do something similar. I don't know. But for my part, this group is supposed to be a drama-free zone. I know I said that earlier, but somewhere safe for artistic people and really anyone who enjoys this kind of content to be able to experience a group atmosphere, like your friends are here. And I know that that's been said in other groups as well, but they are approaching it from the standpoint of, let's get this person to X number. Let's support this person and, watch their playlist. Let's do this for that person. Let's do that for that person. And that is wonderful. for those groups. Where it's not wonderful is when each group starts pulling away from other people that seem to go into all of the groups and start demanding things or belittling people or, just attacking each other. Ultimately, we're all a part of this same pool. And, we get new people in all the time in all of these different groups. But because of the drama that's happening, you also see these break off channels, and they take a little bit of these groups, or they take a little bit of these people in those groups with them, and then you have them break off again, and then you have them break off another time. So if we're going to all do that and break apart, we're really not united. And I know that there's a hashtag, I think, small YouTubers United or something like that. Almost from the get-go. I know the deadline was in February for the apocalypse, and then like in March I started hearing all of these complaints and all of these issues that were happening between the groups, and these are brand new groups. And now here we are, what is this, 7 months later, and it's just getting worse. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to have a sip of coffee here. I don't have my Diet Coke today because I was a little bit late this morning. So I had a late breakfast, and I decided to have coffee because I'm not feeling all that great today. Let me come back on here to YouTube just to be sure, because I'm getting this little wheel in the left-hand corner. I want to be sure that the stream is still going. Wow. What's happening? I don't know. Okay, well, I don't see me. Okay, I see me down here for public view, but when I go up here to the preview in the live control room, it doesn't even show me there. I don't know how that could possibly be, but whatever. Okay, but at least here in the public view, it looks like it's supposed to. All right, well, I'm gonna hit pause. Oh, thank you, Janine. I appreciate that. I'm sorry you can't make it. No, I'm not experiencing any drama myself. Oh, let's see. I flipped back over to the wrong screen. Go back, I say. Here we go. The technological difficulties that I have. But no, Janine, I'm not actually being attacked myself yet. Although, after this goes back into the replay, I might be. I hope not, because I'm not trying to come across as, like I have all the answers, because I don't. Now, my biggest beef with all of this is that we're just ripping each other apart instead of doing what the whole premise of it was, to be a support area and platform for everyone. Okay, now granted, we all had the different groups that we could join initially, and then continue to join other new groups. But ultimately, each group was offering the same thing, and should still be offering the same thing, and working together. I would like to see, actually, for the main groups in question to collaborate with one another, instead of doing like your own thing all the time. Maybe once a month, the leaders of these groups get together and themselves have like, I don't know, like a blast off for a brand new creator thon, like that kind of thing. If you're going to do that type of deal. There's some other people that do, I think they call them raids. So maybe the leader of each individual group all pick a certain channel during their stream that they know belong to another group, and then go raid that group in a positive way, not negatively. We don't want troll raids. I love that concept. And actually 3 of the groups that I have been able to pop into, they do things like that. And you just see the admiration and joy on the face of the people who have the channels, and they start seeing, people that they've never seen before, and then they're being told, hey, I'm coming from here, I came from over there, or whatever. And that's just wonderful. I really love that. I'm not mentioning any kind of names here, although it's not going to be hard for anyone that is a part of all of these same groups, that are hearing the same things that I have, that have been watching the same streams that I have, to figure out. It's not for me about calling out names. It's just I'm hoping, if in fact anyone actually sees this that's involved in these activities, take it to heart and reevaluate what you want to present on your platform, how you want to welcome and retain and maintain relationships of people that come to your platform, and be the better person. Reach out to someone that you might be having an issue with and try to work it out with them in some potential way that benefits you both. Maybe do a collaboration at some point, maybe have a reoccurring event with all of the main group leaders to get all of these groups involved to what it should be, all one platform for everyone to enjoy and to grow. Because that, to me, is the number one reason why I even started attending these groups and wanting to meet people, is because I wanted to reach out to people in the hopes that, yes, my channel would grow in my watch time, because I already had the numbers because I've been on here for so long. But the watch time, yes, I wanted help with that. I still need help with that. So that means I still want to be able to reach out to people. I still want to make those relationships with people I think might actually be interested in some of my content. Maybe someone brand new discovers my content out of all this, and that's wonderful. I don't want to be afraid, though, to visit the channels that I love, to visit the people that I'm grateful to for helping with what they have up to this point with my channel, in the support that I've gotten from their group. I'm very grateful to all of the groups out there that I have been a part of in the past, in the present, although very fleetingly. I do apologize for that right now. I have nothing but good feelings towards all of these different groups that are out there that I have actually been a part of. The negativity, though, is what's killing it for me. And not just me, it's other people, which is why I'm doing this stream. So I don't know, guys. I don't see anyone else. There's 4 people. They're not saying anything. They might be scared. They might be scared, y'all. But more, or maybe they're some of the people that are the culprits here, that I'm trying to speak to their hearts in reevaluating how they behave and how they handle conflict, in particularly. If whoever you are, thank you so much for being here and listening to this insanity here. I hope that this somehow helps some of you. Those that have been mentioning to me, and I even had somebody email me directly because they were so upset, and they just could not believe the stuff that's going on with adults in all of these different groups. And actually, there's even a channel now that I think they might be trying to start their own group, but they haven't really called it anything yet. They're doing their own channel, but it's like they've completely changed their platform to sort of a drama type platform. And I think that the only concept of them doing that all of a sudden, it's like out of the blue, is because they see all this drama going on where it gets a lot of views and a lot of people popping in there that want to be a part of that kind of conversation, popping in there. And they think that that's going to help build their channel. And it might, that is something to think about. It might temporarily build up your channel, shoot up your views, but then that goes away, unless you're PewDiePie. But I hate to even bring him up. He might actually have really good content on there. I think he plays games and stuff. I don't know. But, the whole start of this mess, him and that Jake Paul, just really turned me off on prank type activity. I mean, I've never been interested in that anyway, but any kind of, I think they do pranks and they do, you know, all kinds of like silly stuff for grown men to do silly stuff. But, you know, if that appeals, that appeals. For me, I'm an old lady. I'm 45, so that doesn't appeal to me. I also have had a professional background long before I became a full-time handmade entrepreneur. So dealing with the public is a wonderful life lesson to learn, especially if you do it in a bank setting. For any of my tellers and customer service representatives out there in the world, First Tennessee Bank, y'all. I was there for like 15 years, fresh out of high school after, well, actually, while still working 4 jobs. And that job taught me a lot. Now, was I a happy person every day I went in there? No. Did I make mistakes? Yes. Do I still make mistakes? Yes. Am I still an unhappy person sometimes? Yes. But for the most part, I mean, that taught me how to deal with people that just, for no other reason than you ask for their identification, they will blast the hair off of your head because you've asked for their identification. Or those lovely individuals who have bounced every check in their checkbook because they have not balanced their checkbook. And when you ask them about their checkbook, they look at you like you're on another planet. And yet they're cussing you out like it is your fault. So that was a wonderful life lesson for me. In the other careers that I had as well, to learn how to deal with negative people, to try to turn a frown upside down, you know, like, hey, let's get happy about this, you know, $500 overdrafted account. But, hi, Ben. Hello. I'm glad you stopped by. I could have used you earlier. I was still messing around with that music, so I just finally turned it off because I don't need to be distracted anyway. Professional student, she stopped by earlier, but she had to go. So it's just been me, Ben. It's just been me. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I tried to pop in on one of your videos the other day, and I've been messing around with my kitchen. I've got a kitchen remodel. So, yes. Well, I had it. I was playing it on that Spotify. I could hear it, but it wasn't running my little music scroller. So I just turned it off. I thought, you know, nobody's in here to listen to it anyway, and it's just going to distract me. So I just turned it off. So I've just been having a boring stream, just talking. That's all. I've got a mess over here, although I don't think you can see it. I keep bringing it up, but I actually think this chat window is hiding it. Almost time to get out of work soon. Yeah. All right. Well, this is my work, as you can probably tell from behind me, and I've actually got a couple of graphics jobs. I was up until, I think it was like 5 this morning, working on another graphics job. And so my hair is a mess and everything, but I didn't want to skip today's Wavelength Wednesday. So I just wanted to come on here and talk. But because I've had so many messages and I've also seen a lot of people talking around about the drama they've been experiencing in the different groups, I did want to talk about that some. But it's almost time to go now. I hope that you have not been experiencing any drama, Ben. Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet, Ben. I am nowhere near as stylish as you, though. I have to say, Ben is always suave. He looks great. He's got his suits on. He's got the boutonniere in. He's got a tie on. He wears all kinds of nice shoes and has fragrances like you wouldn't believe. Me, I do good if I can grab a $1 pair of glasses from the Dollar Tree and slap it on my face with any kind of lips. And especially when it's a bad hair day. This is like, whew, no, this is bad hair day. Oh, hi, Miss Kathy. How are you? Thank you so much for stopping by. I've been talking to myself this whole time, but I'm glad you guys stopped in. A lot of people talking about drama. I have been able to stay out of the drama, but you never know. Well, thankfully, I too have been able to stay out of the drama, but I just felt really let down on some of the channels and groups that I had been in. And then when I got messaged directly, actually by a couple people, because they mentioned the previous video that I made here about being overwhelmed. Oh, aw. Well, I hope, is it father-in-law? Is that what FIL is? Miss Kathy, I'm old. I don't know all these lingos. Father-in-law sounds like it might be right. I hope he's doing all right. But yeah, after I got the messages, after I did that overwhelm stream last week, I got messages, and most of their overwhelm has been coming from just being stressed out, being afraid to go into the live streams of the groups now, and that's not how it should be. We should all be having fun together. That's what this whole thing, this whole, journey has been about. It's about meeting each other, supporting those that you can really get behind and support, and meeting great people like Benjamin and Miss Kathy, and Professional Student, and a whole bunch of others. There's always drama on YouTube and in the world. Yes, my father-in-law, he is my drama. Oh, Miss Kathy. Well, my husband is my drama. And then when he's not my drama, Willy the kitten is my drama. But no, thankfully, directly, I haven't experienced that. I haven't had any trolls yet. I've had a few dislikes on my videos. I don't think here at this channel, but at my other channel, the Sparkle by Monica channel, I've had that happen. And I don't know. You never know why that is. And I just don't let that kind of stuff get under my skin. But when I start trying to, because I've been out of all of these live streams, and even being able to catch up with you guys, because I have a list. I think now I've got 100 people. That is a sustainable list, of being able to support each other. And then y'all are coming back and supporting me. And if I am trying to catch up with that, and then I also then try to pop into these groups to catch up on their live streams, and I start hearing curse words and, personal attacks. And even one of the ladies was crying on one of her streams in one of the groups. So I just thought, why are we doing that? I feel like when I see that, I'm back in middle school. Ignore the drama, ain't my business. Yes. And the ones that are trying to bring their audience into their business, I would stop that, because that there's no real point to that other than you're trying to get a posse. You know what I mean? You're trying to get a posse then to go after whoever it is that you have a problem with. And that's aggressive. And that's not about being a supportive platform for small YouTubers, because that would be something like we used to be accusing the big YouTubers doing towards the small YouTubers, like they're trying to go after us and shut us down, or YouTube's trying to shut us down. Well, we're trying to shut each other down. What's up with that? Dislikes are always there. You normally get 1 or 2 here and there, but I think it's fine so YouTube knows my content is not fake. Yes. Well, to me, there are people that get so upset when they get a thumbs down. And for me, yeah, it's frustrating, because I think, man, I spent 6 hours editing that video. Why would you dislike that video? Especially since I have improved vastly on my skills and expertise in editing and filming and lighting. But I don't let that crawl up under my skin and burrow in there and fester and create, all kinds of problems. I just go on. If I felt like some of these people said that they're being attacked, or they're being copied, or they're being, blocked, or, all of these different people and groups have their different issues with what is going on. But ultimately it comes down to, how professional do you want to look and maintain your presence and your platform here on YouTube, but also any other platform that you go to. I don't want to be seen as someone that just, cusses at the drop of a hat, or even under extreme duress. In my personal life, when this camera's off and it's 5 a.m. and I've dropped a huge pile of beads, like right here. Oh, you all can't see it. Oh, no, you can't see it. Can you see? Oh, look at that. Look at that, Miss Kathy. Look at all these beads. If I dropped all those at 5 in the morning, because I was up till 5 this morning, yeah, I'd say a few words that weren't nice. I might say several words that are not nice. But I also, coming from a professional background, I know that what I say online and even in person, I don't conduct myself that way in person. But what I say online is here forever. Even if I delete it, somehow, somewhere, it's probably going to be somewhere. Okay. I don't want to have any kind of negativity, hostility, unprofessionalism, any of that stuff. I don't want to be known for that. So, and especially for the fact, not so much here, but at my Sparkle by Monica channel where I do all the tutorials for the jewelry making, I have a lot of youth that come on that channel because they're trying to learn how to bead and all of that stuff. I don't want them to come on there and be like, what did she just say? Oh, I'm not supposed to know that word. Or even the older teenagers. I don't want to be like, this is how I operate and this is how I talk and you're just going to have to deal with it. No, I'm not going to do that kind of stuff. And especially I'm not going to be derogatory against other people or try to attack other people or try to say, hey, don't go watch them and don't participate there. That's just, to me, there's no point in that. And it just makes you look bad. I honestly am not certain if I have any dislikes. I usually am clueless to my analytics. I rarely look. Well, that may actually be the ticket, Miss Kathy. Pretty pink beads and the floor spilling. Now, that would be drama. Well, it would be a pretty drama, wouldn't it? But, to me, I want to come on to YouTube so that I can share whatever little knowledge I think I may have with those that want to hear it. They might benefit from it. Now, in this particular group here, it's also set up for sort of like, it is a group, but it's sort of like a support platform in addition to getting the meat of the art marketing tips and all that stuff. So I'm really not in the same bracket, I guess, if you want to say that, or the same category as these other groups that are having all this drama. So that's where I hope that I never have to experience any of this stuff, because I know it's upsetting. It's got to be upsetting. Same here. I want my channel to project a good image, so I try to use the right words, but it's so hard. And sometimes it does. I'm not saying that if you use a curse word that you're a terrible person. That's not it at all. Let me tell you something. There's some words I didn't even realize that I knew, but somehow they were in my psyche and they just flew out of my mouth. But you know what? That was because I was alone and in my craft room, where it's sort of like Las Vegas, nobody has to know what's going on in my craft room but me. But if I am in front of you guys and I'm being recorded, I certainly don't want to be on here, that Miss Kathy. I just can't stand that Miss Kathy. I don't want to do that kind of stuff. Or you can't go watch Ben Chavez. You just can't go watch his channel. Just don't do that. No, don't do that. Or else I won't be your friend anymore. I feel like we need to be passing notes in the hallway or in the classroom again if we're going to go that route. And, that totally defeated the purpose of why I got involved in any of the groups anyway. Most channels that do channel reviews and shoutouts will always have drama because they are competing in the same type business and trying to be friends too. Can't mix the two. Yes. That's right, Kathy. But now, I've done channel reviews, or actually I've only done 2. But I do it from the standpoint of I'm literally appreciative of that person and I just wanted to go and check out their channel and do a review, and that also kind of helps them out so that you've got another channel talking about your channel. I'm not coming at it from the standpoint of, I think that's going to get me great views. And I think because of the nature of, just like what you said, that they're doing it as a business with those channel reviews and shout outs and everything, because they know that will bring other channels in that want to have those channel reviews and all of that stuff. That is where there's a lot of friction and everything. But like I mentioned earlier in the stream, you guys weren't in here for this, but I think it would be wonderful if we could all just kind of let, like, what's happened in the past stop. Okay? Just stop. and move forward, and then have, these leaders of these groups, and you know who they are, get together and maybe collaborate on certain things. Maybe they cross platforms. They do certain things with each other. I don't anticipate that that's ever going to happen the way that I'm seeing things go right now with all of the language, and it just seems like the conversations are completely shut down. Yes, but you're not in the business to do reviews. No, I'm not, but I'm still doing them. I guess what I'm trying to refer to is the mindset of why I do that. And if their mindset is just business only, and it's not really, because they all say the same things, that they're there to help, they're there to be supportive, they're there to help shout you out, they're there to review you so you do better. But if really the behind that is, no, really it's just because we're trying to get X amount of dollars here in our monetization and views and all that stuff, then they at least need to be honest about that. And I think that is some of the conflict as well, because some of the people are not being honest about that. Some people are just throwing it out there. Hey, yeah, I'm doing this because I, want to make, money in addition to helping others, because I enjoy being here, but in addition to that, I'm also being monetized. I've even said that myself for my Sparkle by Monica channel. I was so worried about losing the monetization because of that watch time. I already had the subscriber count, but I didn't want to lose that monetization, even though it was little teeny tiny pennies, because, then I couldn't buy my 5 million tons of beads. Man, y'all just can't see that. I'm directionally challenged here, Kathy. Oh, there they are. Then I couldn't buy all that, my bead stash would dwindle. But, I'm talking about, maybe $10. I need to leave. It's time for me to go home. Nice chatting with you. I love you, ladies. I'll see you later. Bye, Benjamin. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate that. Mwah. Have a great rest of your day. Miss Kathy says that would be like Walmart and Target collaborating. It can't happen. Well, actually, Miss Kathy, it could. Because, well, we're not talking about trademarking situations, because that's where you get involved with Walmart and Target. Would be like, oh, no, we ain't going there. But we're talking about groups. We're not going over any kind of copyright symbols, trademarks, or anything like that. We are talking about a collective group of people who are already in each other's groups anyway. And so the best way, in my thinking, because we had to actually do this at the college where I worked before I moved to Texas, we had all of these different departments. And yes, they were competing for certain aspects of the one project or the budget for X projects or multiple projects. But the head of each department would then collaborate with the head of the other department. And so that's the way I look at the groups, because, yeah, you might be running this like a business for yourself, but if you want to have the most success, you need to have a more welcoming platform. That's just my opinion. But when we're talking about trademarks and all that stuff, like you would be with Walmart and Target, yeah, there's no way that would work. But we're talking about groups of people. And at the end of the day, that's what YouTube is. It's about people. And if you really want to connect with people, then, you need to change some of your behaviors and learn how to work out conflict a little bit better. That's just my opinion. I mean, again, I haven't been personally attacked yet. I hope I never have to deal with that. I hope I never have to deal with trolls. Unless they're the cute, sparkly kind. I like those, but I don't like the mean ones. So this is me just giving my opinion in the hopes that it might be helpful to some of those people who messaged me about their stress level and all this that's going on. And I know just in the 2 streams that I popped in on last night, I didn't even want to hit the like or dislike button. I was so stressed out. I think one of them I only got into, I think the first 10 minutes, and I had to leave, because I just couldn't take it. I thought, that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to get all stressed out and my blood pressure go up through the roof. I'm here to enjoy. I wanted to catch up with these different groups and these different people, and then be reminded of, oh yeah, I need to go and check so-and-so's channel, or I need to go over there and watch this group because I've already checked this group. Not, oh my God, should I leave a comment? Should I hit the like button? I don't know. Should I share this on Twitter? I don't know. I don't want to be afraid like that. And I know that there's several of you out there that are the same way. And Miss Kathy, you're all over the place. So you've got it down, girl. I don't ever see you involved in any conflicts. So that's good. Well, there was that one time, but you all got that worked out, I believe. I've avoided live streams of that. Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, and the thing is, some of them you don't even know it's going to be that type of live stream until you're already in it. Like, I think it was a 10 minutes and boom. I felt like somebody, threw a bomb out there, and I was like, you know what? I need to just go. I'm going to go ahead and get back into my graphics project, and I'm going to leave this one alone. But then I got another message from someone that had just watched my Overwhelm stream video. And I thought, if I'm getting this many comments or messages, then I'm just going to talk about it. Because that's what Wavelength Wednesday is about. I have conflicts all the time, but I go to the source directly and avoid public forums. Yes, Miss Kathy. Yes, Miss Kathy. Spoken like a true teaching professional. Amen, sister. That's exactly right. And I think some of the channels out there, though, they do that on the public forum, just like I mentioned earlier in the stream before you guys got here, just to increase their views, to get that conversation like fireworks type of thing. Because that seems to work for them, or they have that kind of a personality that seems to thrive off of what they view as excitement and thrill with conflict. I am just the opposite. That just stresses me out and overwhelms me, and I just want to get back. I want to get out of there. So, and a lot of other people are like that too, but I don't know. So I know it's a little bit past 1:30. So I am going to go off here. I'm going to tend to this mountain of beads. I have, 4 beading projects I have to get done. I'm teaching a class at the community college, so I've got to make more kits for that class. And I have some graphics jobs that I need to get done before I go downstairs to check on Willy and put my kitchen back together and cook supper. So, with all of that said, thank you so much, Miss Kathy. I appreciate you coming here. So, I don't think that you've actually been on this channel before. I know you have at My Sparkle by Monica, so thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I hope that this was maybe not thrilling, but I hope this was an interesting conversation. And I was happy to see Ben, a professional student, and whoever the other secret 4 viewers are that aren't saying anything. You're still here, so whoever you are, thank you all for showing up too. Don't be scared. I won't bite. I talk a lot, but I won't bite. Always lovely to see and chat with you. I have a hair appointment, so I was glad to have a few minutes with you. Ah, have a great day. I really appreciate that. I need to have a hair appointment. Girl, my hair is messed up. But, I was up until 5 a.m. So, I'm trying to cut myself some slack. I put on some lips and some glasses and mascara so that I wouldn't freak anybody out too awfully bad, but the hair just wasn't cooperative. So, I do apologize for that. But thank you again for everyone who showed up. If you are experiencing any kind of bullying or stressful situation in what I talked about earlier, being a part of this group, that group, or all of the groups, and you're afraid to then be a part of this group or that group based on whatever's happening in the stream or whatnot, just remember what your purpose on YouTube actually is. It might be time for you to step away from YouTube altogether. Don't make any content, don't do any live streams, don't be a part of any live streams. It may be time for you to step away from streaming, but focus on your content creation. That's what I do a lot of times. Well, mainly because I've got a backlog of so much that I need to edit. And before I know it, I've created more that I need to edit. So take that time. If that's really your purpose for YouTube, is to put the content out there. Remove yourself from all the drama, because it'll die down. Of course, there's always going to be something going on somewhere, but it'll die down, and then come back when you're comfortable with it. And if you're experiencing someone that is targeting you directly, then, like Miss Kathy said, speak to them directly. Go to them directly. Don't come on a stream and, get all violent, start using cuss words and all that stuff. Go to someone like you would a professional demeanor. If you had a job in the public, speak to that person in a professional manner. Be the better person, so to speak, just like you would advise a child who's being bullied in school. You don't want to ignore it if it's something that is, more than just a little fly landed on your shoulder. If it's something that you really need to address, then address it. But definitely leave that on the private side. Your platforms should be something fun and enjoy, something that you can enjoy, something that entertains, but in a positive way. I mean, if you want negativity and drama, all you got to do is turn on the TV and watch 5 minutes of the Kardashians, honey, and that's all you need. Great advice. I have a huge editing project of 36 books keeping me offline a while. Glad to see you today. Thank you so much, Kathy. I really appreciate that. Have fun. That's gonna be wonderful. Bye, Miss Kathy. So with that said, Miss Kathy's leaving me, so I'm past my 1:30 mark anyway. I think I'm coming up on 1:40. I'm going to go ahead and call this a stream. Let me flip over to the Google screen here. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Take a deep breath if you need it. For those that have reached out to me in messages and on social media and everything, thank you so much. I'm glad that you seem to enjoy the crazy shenanigans that I have here at this channel and at Sparkle by Monica. And thank you again, Janine. No worries on that. For those of you that can't make these streams because I have them, from 12:30 to 1:30, please know that is quite all right, because I can understand everyone has lives, So if you come back and you watch the replay, if you would leave a like, maybe a comment if you have something that you want to add in on what I've talked about here today. If you feel like this is something that might help someone else, maybe share this stream out. And have a craftacular day, y'all. Bye.